Hey y'all, this is Michael from Mundafex. Welcome to part 1 of Let's Build. Today we'll be talking plate tectonics, specifically about PlaTec. As I mentioned in a previous video, I didn't write the code for this simulation. The hard work was done by Lauri Viitanen and Federico Tomasetti. I also mentioned that there are some limitations to the simulation, and this is the time that we'll take to address those. I've been making a few changes, though none of those are ready for show yet. Once they are, I'll release them open source under LGPL v3. When we're done with this video, we will have a base height map and an elevation map that will help us later on. PlaTec is run using several parameters. The most important parameter is the seed, which for this world I failed to write down. Then comes the image size, in our case 1024 by 512. The ratio of C to the whole map. On Earth, that's 0.7, and here we are 0.69. And the number of plates, 30. The first step is to generate some random shapes, which you see here on the screen. Flood until the C ratio is right, which it's already done. And then divide the world randomly into plates, and that's already done. You can see these cracks here that show where the plates have been generated. And then after a certain number of steps, it will perform a simple erosion simulation to prevent everything from becoming too mountainous. This is another parameter we can set. In our case, it's at every 60 steps. Each step is about 1 million years. Now I'm going to let this play, and as I see the other various issues pop up, I'll point them out. So we already have the big one here, is this wraps around the Y direction, which means that the world is donut shaped or toroidal. And that's a pretty big deal breaker to me in most cases, but for our first Let's Build, I'm going to go ahead and let that slide. And here there's another one. I'm going to back that up just a little bit so we can catch that. So watch what happens when this collides right here. Yeah, I would expect this to continue to smash into that and make this a really big old mountain chain. And that right there was another issue. Let's back that up. I didn't expect to have everything in the first minute here. So after it, you see that breakup right there. Every so often, it will reset the plates. It'll completely clean them all off and regenerate them and start over, but using the height map we already have. That's not really how it works in real life. The reason it does this, according to what I've been able to read in the code, is it keeps things interesting. It will slow down after so long, and then it won't produce any interesting results. One of these days I'll comment out that section and recompile and run the simulation and show y'all, but not today. the result of PlaTec's simulations are much better than just random noise like purling or any kind of other fractals that you see used a lot in world building, computer-aided world building. So now I've already watched this whole thing and found the world that we're going to use for our base map. And rather than sit here and go through this whole thing, we can fast forward to see it goes through quite a few iterations and cycles and whatnot. So let's take it all. I went basically to the end. And okay, let's not do that. So this is what we ended up with, this massive continent, but unfortunately it's been wrapped around the top, as you see here, and then it's been wrapped around the side, which is fine. That's cool. So what I ended up having to do is opening this up in GIMP and then wrapping it around to get this final version here. We're just going to ignore what goes off the top here and just treat this as a sphere. Now there's going to be some deformation at the tops and bottoms if we try to wrap it around a sphere, but we're not worried about that here. This is just our first world here. And some cool things about this world here is there is a supercontinent, and I haven't mapped a world with a supercontinent before. This is going to be interesting. And I think that's all. That's going to do it for us here today. We have our elevation map here, and then also have a height map that I haven't shown yet. But I mean, it's just black and white. Unfortunately, this map is pretty small. It's, like I said, it's 1024 by 512. It's also 8-bit PNG, which means we do not have we don't have the resolution that we want to for most things. So in our next video, we'll be importing this into World Machine so that we may scale it up and apply some nice erosion and get some flow maps so that we will have a real easy time drawing our rivers in Wonderdraft. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all take it easy.